Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
It's Troll Week here for QSR Simulations Next Gen Series, and live here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. It's the Mulnix Substitute Drivers 165. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and here tonight, special presentation, almost a V-Speed After Dark, if you will. We will have all of these drivers trolling one another, faces on cars, drivers' names, sponsors. Yeah, it's one thing after another here. These guys definitely like to get under each other's skin. They've been doing it all season long. Of course, we've been bringing you flag-to-flag coverage of every single race thus far through this season. This one should be no different. As we have our track map up on the screen. Texas Motor Speedway opened August 3rd, 1996. It's had two reconfigurations, and the most recent one shallowing the banking in turns 1 and 2. So just like some of these guys will treat each other tonight, it's very shallow on the entry of 1. 3 and 4 is pretty much wide open, and these next-gen cars should be able to handle both sides of this racetrack. It's Esco, Kentucky, or Nashville, where you have a shallow entry, and more like Las Vegas on the other end of this speedway. High-speed banking will carry you out of turn 4 and set you up for a pass on the entry of turn 1. Going to be difficult to stay on the inside. You'll see these guys migrate up closer to the wall as this race progresses through turns 1 and 2. Race analysis up on the screen. 115 laps here today for Troll Week. 45-mile-per-hour pit road speed limit. 5 tire sets available. 2 green, white, checkered, and temps. 100% fuel in our iRacing fixed setup, and we'll be paying attention to lap 35 for the stage end. Taking a look at the points as well. Nicholas Caldwell out to a 50-point lead. Alan Dobbs a waiver to get into this one after the rule book and, the loophole in the system, the way it was worded. He does not have to sit out this week, so he will be out on the racetrack for this one. All the way down, Quick Stewart, Tristan Pena, Ryan Philbrick, Waylon Turner, Mitchell Costner, Austin Thomas, Chris Regal, and Jesse Gordon, the top 10. Jesse Gordon still holding on to that top 10 even after last week. He had a tough time there as well. But with that, it's time to take you trackside and bring that grid up on this screen. Jesse Gordon is going to start on the pole here today. A 30.098 with Johnny DePasquale starting to his outside in second. Alan Dobbs will start in the 3rd position. Then you have Jason Blaney starting in 4th. Fifth spot goes to Wyatt Walker, Nicholas Caldwell starting in the 6th position. 7th goes to Ethan Wisnowski, Austin Thomas at 8th. And rounding out your top 10 here tonight, it's Tristan Pena and Quentin Stewart. Mitchell Koster, Stephen McGough for row number 6. Row number 7, CJ Gates, Waylon Turner in 14th. Then you have David Kilbo and Christian Rodrigo in 16th. We're coming around for the drop of the green flag here from Texas. The grid will stay on your screen. But here we go, live and racing for week number 9 of the Next Gen Series. Texas Motor Speedway in the Lone Star State. QSR Next Gen. Leading lap number 1 from the pole, the 10 car of Jesse Gordon holds on to it. Good to see him back to form. He gets the lap lead. This guy has struggled with this next gen car, but who hasn't? This car has been difficult to handle everywhere that we've went. You can see Quentin Stewart's face dive to the inside there. That's on the hood of the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell. And an excellent job photoshopping the edge of that hairline. There's going to be so many paint schemes out here tonight. I'm not responsible, 100% not responsible for what these guys do to one another. I'm just here. Wyatt Walker in the number 85. Interesting paint scheme on that one as well. And I can only imagine Wall Ride Patrol on the left-hand side, and I believe I saw Ethan Wisnowski dashed out on the right-hand side. Inside, though, got passed from Nicholas Caldwell up to 5th now. Ethan Wisnowski on the move as well. And a hybrid Jeff Gordon / Kyle Larson paint. HendrickCars.com, number 5. Some of these drivers in their usual paint schemes. Riding back here in the 10th spot, on board now with Quentin Stewart. Austin Dowdy is my hero on the back of the 35. He's trying to pass Tristan Pena. Pena in a special paint scheme tonight. These guys really took it over the top. It's a target car for Austin Thomas. We'll try our best to get a good look at every one of these. On board here with Mitchell Koster as Jesse Gordon continues to lead. He's pulled out almost half a second over Alan Dobbs. Jason Blaney in 3rd. Di Pasquale has fallen back to 4th. Nicholas Caldwell holding in the 5th position. A lot of contact here in front. The 20, well, I said the 24, it's the 5. Between him and Tristan Pena, they were locked doors through 1 and 2. Pena gets the best of the 5. Holds on to the 7th position. Wisnowski's going to look to the inside again. It looks like the 5 a little bit better through 1 and 2. Pena gets a little loose there off the exit of the corner. That's going to allow the 5 back to the bottom. And the bottom really where you want to be, but you don't want to touch the apron. The 5 just got a piece of that. And he'll end up conceding that spot. And through the eyes of Austin Dowdy, 8th position right in front of the 35. He's going to keep peeking to the outside. Wisnowski closes the door. How many more times is Austin Thomas going to put up with that and open up the door here for the 99 of Quentin Stewart? And we'll try to get a good look at this paint scheme as he passes on the inside. A lot going on here on all these machines. A lot of action going on just inside the top 10 from 9th back to 12th. These drivers right on top of one another. And a big checkup here for the 99. Wisnowski pinches the 99 of Stewart down on the entry. Kind of back that entry up a lot. And then 18 of Waylon Turner almost got into the back of him. On board here with your Pocono winner. Some more action going on back here in the 15th position. Brent Allen inside, trying to get around, or outside rather, when he passed by Christian Ruck Regal in the number 33. Well, these drivers have their own special paint schemes. I'm not even really sure what's on the side of Brent Allen's car. Wow. All right. It's not very often I lose brake character here on V-Speed, but it happened. Well done. Jesse Gordon is actually getting chased down, though, for the lead. And as I try to keep my focus, the 10 car, he's led every lap so far. He'll lead 15, but it looks like Alan Dobbs is right there on the back bumper coming out of turn 4. Dobbs made quick work to get to the 2nd position, and by design, let the 10 car get out to around a half-second lead, then started to push the issue. He's hanging right with him. 10 car getting loose here. Gordon's going to lose the lead. Dobbs around the outside. Gordon had the preferred line there through 3 and 4, but it's still not enough. Dobbs will lead this time around and try to clear. These two have gotten into it before. They've both been very aggressive with one another. And also working his way closer to the top spot, Johnny DePasquale has worked his way to 2/10, less than a 10th, and the 10 car gets loose again there out of the exit of 4. You'll have to check up a little bit here. Cuts a break for the 10. And a wise move there as the 10 overshoots the entry. But DePasquale gets a little bit loose. They're going to stay door to door down the backstretch. Just behind them, Nicholas Caldwell. Jason Blaney, a change for 4th position, working right now. Top 5 starting to change hands. Little contact there between the 22 and the 11. They're going to touch again almost here out of turn 2, and the 85 is sideways. Wyatt Walker trying to hold on to it, chases it to the wall, and heavy damage on that machine. And he probably should have put that wall ride on the other side. Wyatt Walker is bringing it down pit road. Let's rewind on our V-Speed Instant Replay. Well, we might have had a technical issue here. There we go. We just had to sit here and wait for ATVO to catch up to us here. Right here, he's going to keep chasing it all the way up the racetrack. So I'm getting loose out of the exit of turn 2. And unfortunately for the 85, that looks like day-ending damage on that machine. Looking for some close battles on the racetrack here. CJ Gates down pit road. He has damage. Tristan Pena also damaged. We'll try to go back and see what happened to these drivers. This is the 14 running on the outside of Ruck Regal. And there's contact and an overcorrect sideways into the wall. So done for the day for the 14 machine. Behind the wall now. Not sure what happened to Tristan Pena. Here's we had our driver cam up for a little bit longer than we intended. Caution is out, though. And a car around here. I believe it's the 199 of Galen Wunsch here on lap 25. And he had some help. Through the grass. Across the nose. I think that was the 20 of Kilo that got into the back of him. Back this up one more time. And David Kiloff got loose out of 4. We'll back this up, do it justice. You're going to see the 20 way out in the marbles. He's going to get loose. Galen Wunsch nowhere to go. Has to try to avoid it. He gets loose. Goes through the grass. Comes back up on the racing surface. And Kilo nowhere to go at that point. That'll bring out our first caution of the day. Quentin Stewart's going to stay out here, but Alan Dobbs leading them down the pit lane. DePasquale misses his box there a little bit. He's going to lose some positions for that. Missed it by about 20 feet. Had to back up, get back in there to get the service started. He's going to end up falling out of the top 5 because of that. And Quentin Stewart staying out to get a lap led. And so to explain what's going on on this racetrack here tonight. We're going to pull Quentin Stewart into the broadcast booth. And Quentin, unique paint scheme here today. I have to say, there's quite a few of them out there. Do you have any insight on exactly what's going on here tonight?
Man, the track is hot. Let's see, what's the temp set right now? I think it's 88 degrees out. I mean, it's hot. Track's hot. Everybody's trying to balance between saving tires and running hard. So I think it's been good so far. We had a good little 24-lap run to get going there. Saw a few guys get in the wall. But you know, I think it's going to be a good little race here. I stayed out here in hopes of getting some stage points. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. It's drill week. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, we'll see. I know my tires are probably lit up, but I'm going to try to hang out up here. It's tough to pass here. So we'll see what happens.
Going to restart here on the inside. You'll have Alan Dobbs, Jesse Gordon, these two up front battling back and forth. Good luck out there, Quentin, and any shout-outs before we let you go?
Shout out to the whole team there, QSR, Ethan Wisnowski, Waylon Turner, our painter, Austin Dowdy. Those guys do a great job of helping us out every week to get stuff together. So we couldn't make this happen without those guys. And thanks to all of our drivers.
All right, turn one tsunamis, correct?
Yeah, well, turn two torpedoes this week, I think. I saw that on one of the paint schemes. So.
All right, I'll put you back in there. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you, brother.
Quentin Stewart, number 99, going to restart from the top spot. He was talking about the weather. 106 on the track right now. One caution so far. We double back up. Stage and lap 35. 27 about to be completed. Is Quentin Stewart on 27 of those laps on these tires. On the inside, behind him, Nicholas Caldwell finding his way as we have each other's faces on each other's cars for this restart. And already split 3 wide down to the bottom of the racetrack. It's Jason Blaney trying to take over the lead. He'll dive to the inside and try to capitalize on the situation. He'll take over the top spot. Jason Blaney out of turn 4, holding on to the top position. Alan Dobbs, Nicholas Caldwell, the top 3. And caution is out. It looks like Austin Thomas is totaled into the turn 1 wall. Right on target here. Let's see what the cause was. They're 3 wide here going through 3 and 4. 35 gets to the bottom. Can't get the pass away. 19 to the outside. We're going to look 3 wide with Di Pasquale. And right there. That's going to put us right on the edge of this stage. Unfortunate there. We'll watch it one more time from the hook cam. Back this up even more. And Johnny Di Pasquale thinks he's Austin Dowdy at the back bumper. Turns the 35 into the outside wall. Just a little bit too aggressive there. Not into the back end of the 35, but that's going to put us right on the edge of our stage. And I think a 1-lap shootout. Jason Blaney took full advantage there. Quentin Stewart and Alan Dobbs that were running side by side took it to the bottom down the backstretch, took it 3 wide, and ultimately had the preferred line into the entry of turn 3. So shout out to that move. Excellent drive there. We're going to bring up another driver into the broadcast booth. It's Jesse Gordon in the number 10. Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha. How's it going?
Well, Jesse, it looked pretty good there at the start of this thing, but it seems like it's pretty easy to burn the tires off of this. The hot surface, 104 track temperature. What's your take on how this race has started out?
Yeah, it really is. I honestly thought being the leader, as conservative as I could drive it, but without sliding the rears or anything like that. But I mean, you have to be on the throttle through the corner to get it to handle right, and that's obviously burning the right rear off. So, yeah, I gotta make little brake bias adjustments as well as driving adjustments to kind of conserve that right rear. But yeah, it started to fall off a little bit, and then I kind of maintained from there. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Well, we got some guys here that are hungry for stage points, but overall, you look pretty fast here tonight. Hopefully, we can get back up there to that top spot. Jesse, while we have you in the booth, anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my team here, Bad Company Racing, Ryan Philbrick. He's the head of the team. He's unfortunately not here tonight, but ultimately running for all my sponsors, and obviously just trying to capitalize here, and maybe we'll see if I'll get lucky.
Well, hopefully luck's on your side. We'll see you maybe on the other side of this thing in post-race. Good luck.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right, here we go for another restart. Jason Blaney, the command car, lap 32. It's going to be 2.5 laps. Get him up to speed. Lap 35 is what we're looking for here. Can the 54 of Dobbs get around the 22? Can Jesse Gordon get a good restart? Maybe find his way back to the top spot? Let's find out here from Texas. Stage 1 right around the corner. Great restart there for the 54 of Dobbs. Blaney gets a little bit loose there through the center of 1 and 2. We got a lot of side-by-side back here. Ethan Wisnowski's going to go by in the 99 of Quentin Stewart. David Kiloff getting passed by Mitchell Costner. Costner still hanging it out there. But here goes David Kiloff to the inside. He's going to try to get a 3-for-1 down the front stretch. And David Kiloff is going to get all those spots that he wanted. And he'll set to try to catch up to Ethan Wisnowski. But here we come off of corner 4. White flag in the air. And Jason Blaney going to try to claim stage 1. He's in a great position for it right here. Keeping it ahead of Alan Dobbs, Nicholas Caldwell, Jesse Gordon side by side. No, that's actually the 18 of Waylon Turner trying to get around Jesse Gordon. But off of turn 4 for the final time in stage 1. Jason Blaney is going to get his first stage win of the season. Top 10 on the left-hand side of your screen for those stage points, with Blaney, Dobbs, Caldwell, Gordon, and Turner the top 5. Deep Pasquale falls back to 6th. Wisnowski 7th, Killall, Ruckriegel, and Costner the top 10. Well, that's on cue for pit stops. Here we go, back down pit road. And Jesse Gordon's going to stay out here. Not sure if that's the call. 10 laps is almost 3/10 of a second of fall off. Quite a few drivers deciding to stay out. Alan Dobbs comes in just behind the 22. Jesse Gordon stays out. Wisnowski, Ruck Regal. And here we'll watch the race off of pit road. Blaney stays ahead of the 54. Caldwell out just behind that. Tight battle there between Di Pasquale and Wyatt Walker. Walker's going to get ahead of him in the number 86 up to 9th. Don't go anywhere. We have more coverage continuing. The QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup. It's Troll Week here from Texas. We'll see you in just a moment's time here on V-Speed for stage number 2.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Here live from Texas, Jesse Gordon and Ethan Wisnowski. A little bit of strategy here. Top 5 have stayed out all the way back to Galen Wunsch in the 5th position, 199. Having a tough day here so far. We're getting ready for stage number 2. Race recap. The 22 of Blaney got stage number 1. But here we go, back live and racing from Texas. Stage 2 underway. On a side-by-side, almost 3 wide here with Costner on the high line. Blaney also to the outside. He's going to dive to the inside, and it's chaos down the backstretch. This is what it looks like when you stay out for too many laps. Even just 10 laps under green is barely even that. Some of these drivers came in and got a set of tires. They have 5 here tonight, so I'm really surprised that anybody's saving anything. You see there with Alan Dobbs to the inside of Ruck Regal trying to go by for the 6th position. Contact between the 54 and the 33. Dobbs going to hold it down here on the bottom in 1 and 2. He'll stay to the inside and now clears the 33 of Ruck Regal. Di Pasquale looking to do the same. Jesse Gordon holding on to the top spot, though, pulling away from Ethan Wisnowski. Battle for 11th here with Brent Allen on the high line. He falls back. David Killaw and his VR setup through the grass. He'll hold on to it somehow. Can't even read that one out loud. All right, so Jesse Gordon holds on to the lead. Nicholas Caldwell, Jason Blaney, Alan Dobbs, the top 5. Wisnowski and Gordon about half a second ahead of this group. Caldwell on fresher tires, trying to chase him down. Stage winner looks to the inside. That's Jason Blaney looking for 3rd. Three cautions, 4 lead changes thus far as you're watching the battle for the 3rd position. 3-car battle with Alan Dobbs just behind this. Blaney able to clear, and now it's teammates working for the 4th position. Di Pasquale trying on those fresher tires compared to Christian Regal, still struggling to get around. And on the back end of Regal, to get a look at that machine, and I believe it's painted like a torpedo. Quentin Stewart on the outside now for the 8th spot. Ethan Wisnowski gets a little bit loose there off the exit of turn 2, and that'll allow Jason Blaney to go by. Following close behind, though, is Alan Dobbs, Nicholas Caldwell. They'll try to figure out a way around the 5. Leaves the door open there, and looks like Wisnowski going to fall back to the 5th position now. Lap 50 underway out of 115. Stage 2. Jesse Gordon, your leader. He's led the most laps here today so far. 29 led. Blaney and Dobbs, the other leaders. 8 laps going to Jason Blaney. Most importantly, that stage win. And then Alan Dobbs with 9 laps here today. But Jesse Gordon stayed out on the racetrack. He has a little bit older tires by about 10 laps, probably 7 under green. You can see that lead dwindle down, but now a caution is out. The 5 of Wisnowski into the wall. Problems here for the 5 car. He just got loose there through the quad oval. And wow. This is probably the worst impact I've ever seen. This is mild compared to what's coming. So Jason Blaney stays out. Surprise call here for the 15 or the 22. He'll stay out on 15 lap old tires. And the 10 of Jesse Gordon will lead them into pit road. Just past the halfway mark. We'll go back green, and I'm going to say it's, I don't know if that's the call. Battle off of pit road, side by side there for a brief moment. Looks like Costner's going to lose the spot to Ruck Regal. But Di Pasquale, Blaney, and Brent Allen stay out on the racetrack. Yeah, if there was a vote system here, that's my favorite. That one's my favorite. All right, doubling back up here. It looks like the 13 of Brent Allen reconsidering the situation. He'll come down pit road. Jason Blaney, Johnny Di Pasquale, Jesse Gordon have all... Well, actually, Jesse Gordon did come down pit road, so I take that back. It was Brent Allen that was the third car. So it's going to set up our front row on about 15 lap old tires. It's about to get really interesting again for the top two. Getting some heat generated in those tires just behind. Base car will pull out of the way. Lap 55. Just under the halfway mark. It's stage number 2. Your stage winner, the command car for this one. Green flag. Black back underway. Into turn 1 here for Jason Blaney. How long can he hold on to it here? Car's all over the back bumper here coming out of turn 2. He has a 10 of Gordon. And Kyle Stewart's face, they're 3 wide. Three wide for the top spot. Jesse Gordon almost gets loose there. And Nicholas Caldwell gonna lead his first lap of the day. Coming off off of a stellar week at Bristol. Good to go 2 in a row. His teammate in the background there with Alan Dobbs. Quentin Stewart to the inside for the top 5. And Brent Allen done for the day. Something happened here to Brent Allen. Oh, we've got trouble in the back. Ruck Regal's around. And Galen Wunsch. And it all falls apart here on lap 58, past the halfway mark. But we need to find out what happened to Brent Allen. He had a black flag that came out, and he ends up 2 laps down. He had a pass-through penalty for passing under the yellow or something. I'm not entirely sure. And now we're going to see what happened here. Let's go back to our live shot. We'll find our instant replay with Galen Wunsch. 22 of Blaney gets turned. And old tires have not been kind to anyone here tonight. Mark Regal in the back of the 22. Man, the 20 of Killow just bounce off the racetrack. Nowhere for him to go at all. That cycles us through another set of pit stops under caution, lap 60. Everyone brings it down pit road, and Nicholas Caldwell remains your leader thus far. Don't go anywhere, though. We have more coverage to continue here on the QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series here on V-Speed.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
here live at Texas. Green flag is out. We're back underway on lap 61. Nicholas Caldwell takes over the top spot. Actually, lap 62. Dobbs gets by, and Jesse Gordon continues to fall back to the 4th position. Waylon Turner now on the top spot. It looks like Nicholas Caldwell Racing has figured this place out, just like last week at Bristol. On board here with Waylon Turner in the number 18. It's a good run here out of turn 4. He'll look to the inside of Alan Dobbs. Here, very difficult to pass out of turn 2. Try to keep the nose in there, and he has Jesse Gordon look to the inside while that's happening. Side by side again here. Gordon gets to the inside. Turner was looking for the 2nd position there just a moment ago, but opened up the door here for Gordon to get to the inside. The 99 of Kyle Stewart into the picture for the 4th spot. A good run here off of the corner. Quentin Stewart going to try to capitalize on Jesse Gordon. Look for 4th. Holds it down there on the bottom. This is the part of the racetrack where if you don't complete the pass, you're probably not going to. We've seen it a couple times here tonight. And the side-by-side continues in this top 5. A little wiggle there. Touch on the apron for Stewart. Decent drive off, though. He'll hold it down low. And just can't complete the pass for 4th position. It's gotten pretty quiet in the back half of this field. It's the top 5 that we're looking at as far as battles go. And this battle is heating up for the lead. Alan Dobbs, last time by, a 10th faster than Nicholas Caldwell. He is at the back porch. And loose off the corner here for Caldwell. That's going to allow the 54 of Dobbs to look inside and try to take over the lead. Last week's winner at Bristol. Falls back to 2nd. Jesse Gordon, preferred line here. Trying to keep pace with Dobbs. I believe it says Quentin's View on the back of the 11. Quinn Stewart has definitely been fast here today at Texas and gets around Jesse Gordon, your pole sitter. Hasn't led any laps here today, but definitely has top 5 speed. Let's see if he can get into the top 3. He gets a little bit loose here off the exit of 2. Might be pushing it a little bit too hard. Battle shaping up between Costner, Rodrigo, and Di Pasquale. Rodrigo gets a little bit loose there off the exit. Di Pasquale hits the wall trying to clear him. And you can put the 42 up to the 7th spot. Trying to get back to the top 3 where he started this race. 42 car on the back end of some of this strategy here today, but does have fresher tires this time around by about 7 laps. Spotty Wi-Fi on the back of Costner. He's always got to play on words, and this guy trolls every single week, but we've seen the fed up machine before, but now we've got lazy. It's always cloudy in Watkins Glen. Dobbs pulls out to half a second. 30 laps left. Actually, 40 laps left. Math is hard. I don't even know at this point. These guys have spread out quite a ways in the top 5. Quentin Stewart still working on the outside of Jesse Gordon, trying to figure out a way around. He's going to look to the outside of Waylon Turner as well. They're going to look 3 wide here through the exit of turn 2. Stewart's going to have the advantage on the high line and still can't clear him. And way up the racetrack here for Turner. Di Pasquale, I mean, between 3rd back to 7th. It's tight here. Battles have migrated deeper through this field. 18 of Turner shuts the door, gets loose off of 4, holds on to it. What a handful there off the corner. And it doesn't look voluntary. It looks like that car is definitely struggling on the handling now in the later half of this run. Stewart able to get around the 18, but now has to go back to work on trying to get around the 10 of Jesse Gordon. He has Di Pasquale in front. But I think the 42 on those fresher tires has got the advantage. Wasn't able to get around Jesse Gordon that time. Gordon's going to push up the racetrack a little bit, though. And that's the difference in tires right there, that exit speed. Johnny DePasquale taking over for third. Still trying to clear. And he will do so as the 10 gets loose through the exit. Battle continues back here, though, for the 6th position. Waylon Turner starting to fall out of this top 5. Mitchell Costner looks to the left side into turn 1. And almost some contact here between the 92 and the 33. Costner pushed up the racetrack. The 18 dropped down, took his line away, gave him some dirty air. And lack of downforce on those front tires pushes the car towards the outside, but they're going to look 3 wide here down the backstretch. They think better of it. And the 92 of Costner backs out. Now Regal going to look for the 6th spot. Alan Dobbs in another time zone, 2.5 seconds ahead of Nicholas Caldwell. Caldwell falls back to DePasquale on those fresher tires. 42 car looking to take not just a podium, but maybe runner-up here as he goes to the inside in 1 and 2. Nothing there yet. Bench down here on the exit. The 11 car holds him in check. But DePasquale has the advantage. Preferred line through 3 and 4. 42 gonna clear. Well, it's a tall order, but it is doable. 2.8 seconds for Alan Dobbs. Can the 42 catch up to him before we end this thing? They have enough fuel to probably make it to the end. It's going to be close. We might see green flag pit stops. Brent Allen 1 lap down here. He got 1 wave around, currently in the 13th position as we ride on board. He is having a struggle right now. The thing is, ill handling. He's tried to stay out and get these laps back. Just not a good situation for him tonight. He definitely had top 10 speed. Unfortunately, he started back in 17th to start the day. It's looking like probably 13th for him tonight. Unless we get a caution late, he needs a wave around. He is the first car a lap down. Wyatt Walker's still out on the racetrack. Remember, he got damaged very early in this event. He is 9 laps down in the 14th spot. Jason Blaney on pit road. Remember, he was the stage winner. Problems on the backstretch. Had stayed out on older tires. There's been a lot going on here thus far. DePasquale continuing to lose ground. Nicholas Caldwell hanging tight with him, about half a second back. '42 car, even with that 6 or 7 lap tire advantage, not making up the ground here. You see the gap. It's almost the entirety of the backstretch for Dobbs. And boy, is this guy glad they signed a waiver to put him into this race. He has turned up the heat. Now 32 laps led and under 20 to go. Or just over 20 to go. Continues to lead here from Texas. Curious to see if these guys can make it to the end of this thing or not, but it is spread out through the field. Prime opportunity, in my opinion, to get a word from our sponsors. You are watching QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup, the Next Generation Series, live here on B-Speed. Don't go anywhere. More coverage continues right after this.
Things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live, riding around with Brent Allen, still struggling on the handling, and we go back up front with the 54 of Alan Dobbs. He has led 39 laps. Stage winner in the 22 of Jason Blaney on pit road, 40 laps down. Tough break for him today. 5 cautions, 7 lead changes, and we're coming up on 15 laps to go for Alan Dobbs. The lead has trimmed down just a little bit here by about 4/10. Johnny DePasquale finds his way back to the second position. Looking like a podium day. Nicholas Caldwell in the third spot back here. Number 11 has quite the spread over Jesse Gordon, Christian Ruckriegel. Mitchell Costner having a mild connection issue. There's your pole sitter in the number 10. Top 5 finish for him. Probably gonna happen, but surprising right here. This is our biggest mover of the night. Christian Ruckriegel up 11 spots to the top 5. And the turn 2 torpedo machine for turn 1 Tsunamis having a stellar day. In fact, having the day that the 35 of Austin Thomas has been having, minus that damage. Thomas has really turned up the heat. This is an asterisk. Got damage on the front end. Hasn't been able to keep up. He is the last car on the lead lap right now. It has the 54 of Dobbs just behind him. That damage not helping this 35 around here tonight in the Lone Star State. We'll talk about a driver we haven't mentioned much here today. He's up 9 spots. It's Josh Wren in the number 19. No camera here tonight for Wren. He has doubled his outcome from his qualifying effort in 19th up to 9th. Waylon Turner has fallen all the way back to 8th position. Rough race here for him. Quentin Stewart has been in and out of the top 5 a couple times here today. And it looks like a battle shaping up here between 7th, 8th, and 9th in the closing laps. 10 to go. Alan Dobbs will come around and get that marker. 35 does go a lap down. DePasquale has the lead shaved down now to 2.3 seconds. 1/10 at a time here. I'm not the greatest at math, but I hate to tell you here, if you're a JD fan, he's getting loose. He's going to give up more time. He's going to have to make up probably 3/10 a lap, and now tack on to that as he got loose out of turn 2. And it's starting to heat up a little bit here for the 4th position, Ruckriegel. Ever so closer. Also have Nicholas Caldwell right amongst the top 3 on the horizon. Jesse Gordon has caught up to Nicholas Caldwell. Ruckriegel has caught up to Gordon. There's some side-by-side here with Josh Wren. He'll go to the outside. Contact between the 18 and the 19 off of turn 4. '18 washed up the racetrack into the door of the 19. Now back to the live shot. 19 on the inside here through 3 and 4 this time around. That time, Josh Wren will clear. Manny Solé looking for the 8th spot. I don't think we've said this name one time today. Give a shout out here to Randy Solé. sticking it out this season. I know these races haven't went his way for the most part, but he has been a name mentioned in all 4 seasons here at QSR that we've covered here on V-Speed. Let's ride on board with him, see how he feels down the backstretch at Texas. Five laps to go for Alan Dobbs. DePasquale has started to fall off a little bit. He is still shaving a 10th off every other lap. That tire advantage has evened out. And all Dobbs has to do is, first off, pray no caution and continue on into that turn 1 sunset. On board with Dobbs. 2.6 seconds now with 3 laps left. Ten cars still on the lead lap, and just in front is John Walker in the number 86. Wyatt Walker in the 85. Back here in 14th position. Let's get another look here with 3 laps to go at some of these paint schemes. Quentin Stewart had problems, has damage on the right front. And that top 10 finish is gone. Getting a look at each one of these drivers on the Troll Week paint schemes. My personal favorite right here. Here's Austin Thomas with Austin Dowdy. Dowdy not making the race here tonight. There's Wyatt Walker. And the white flag is out one more time around here for Alan Dobbs. Out of turn 4, a dominant performance. He led the most laps here today. And Alan Dobbs on a waiver for Troll Week. He's going to get the victory at Texas, Week 9. .4 seconds is what DePasquale had narrowed it down to. Adding another win to the column. The 54 Chick-fil-A, driven by Alan Dobbs, finds victory lane another time here for QSR in the Next Gen Series. Post-race interviews with your top 3 and those final race results. We have a lot to unpack. The stage winner in the number 22 of Jason Blaney. Tough break for him, all the way back to 16th. But the fans getting a taste of those Goodyear Eagles as we take a quick commercial break here on V-Speed. You are watching QSR Chase for the Cup.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back to our post-race coverage from Texas Motor Speedway. QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series, they've concluded week number 9 from the Lone Star State. It was an eventful day. It was Troll Week, to say the least. So many paint schemes to go through and talk about, but overall, it was a fun one. Alan Dobbs is going to get the victory. 5 cautions, 7 lead changes. 22 of Jason Blaney got the stage win. Unfortunately for him, he falls all the way back to the 16th position. We talked about that just before the break. Di Pasquale in second spot after starting there, works his way back on strategy, fresher tires, and a faster car get him back up there to the top 3. Nicholas Caldwell will get a word with those drivers in just a moment. But Christian Ruck-Regal, how about that for the 33? Started in 16th, the biggest mover of the race. 4th place here tonight from Texas. Jesse Gordon, your pole sitter, has to settle for a top 5. Then you have Mitchell Costner with a 6th place finish. Josh Wren, solid day in 7th. Randy Solé in 8th. I know I didn't talk about you enough, Randy, but you did a fantastic job. Waylon Turner falls all the way back to 9th. And then it's John Walker in the 86th. Going to round out your top 10. Austin Thomas will finish in 11th. He recovered enough here, but could have probably had a top 5 to finish out the day. Brent Allen 1 lap down as well. He'll finish in 12th. Quentin Stewart, problems for him late in this race, got damaged. Falls out of the top 5. He'll finish 13th. Wyatt Walker, 14th tonight. Galen Wunsch, he was sideways a couple times here. 15th position. Jason Blaney, your stage winner, 16th. David Killow went for a ride through the grass, went through probably a wall a couple times here tonight, and 17th for him. Ethan Wisnowski on strategy, fell through the field, had problems, got turned. 5-car, 18th. Stephen McGough, didn't get a chance to talk about him too much tonight, but he is going to finish in 19th. CJ Gates, early exit, behind the wall in 20th. Then Tristan Pena. I know, Tristan, I know this one probably tastes a little strange. It's going to sting a lot, but 21st for you. Michael O'Neill, 22nd. Reed Sanders electing not to grid here tonight. He'll finish in 23rd. With that, though, it's time to bring up your top three. And the first driver we need to bring up is Nicholas Caldwell, your third place finisher. And Nicholas, I know after last week at Bristol, it was confidence boosting, but I think maybe the Quentin Stewart on the hood maybe weighed this thing down a little bit, the ballast a little bit off, that 4-head, the 5-head, maybe slowing this thing down a little bit.
That's one of the few things I've agreed with you on, Bradley. Yeah, I think Dobbs just had our number tonight. See, that there's this thing called dynamic weather, something Quentin can't win on. And the track changed over the course of the race, and Dobbs just kind of had those adjustments ahead of schedule. So it was a good run for us. I think he won. I finished third, and then Josh got a top 10. So that was a good day for us. But our Quentin can only win a static weather race. Tour de Camry was good, just not good enough.
Well, I see the current weather conditions there on the left-hand side of that car. Mostly cloudy, 68 degrees. That's like the iRacing minimum. Track is dry, no wind. Just how many different panels do I need to look at here? I know you guys definitely like to take shots at one another, but with what we had here tonight, I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that race was really fun because it started off really, I think it was like 120 on the track temp or whatever it was. And I think it came down about 15 to 20 degrees. So I really knew I could mess with Quentin, or I know I needed to have Quentin's view on the bumper because he wasn't going to be in front of me the whole race because it wasn't static. So ultimately that was fun. Looking forward to, I think I got it this week. I think we're at Michigan next week. So we're excited for that and then get on to the playoffs.
Well, outside of that, here tonight at Texas, you led 14 laps. It was a variety of Nicholas Caldwell racing finding their way into the top spot. You had Alan Dobbs up there. I believe Waylon Turner found his way up front there for a brief moment. But overall, you guys still are challenging the entire series as the dominant drivers.
Yeah, hopefully we can carry that momentum into the playoffs and we don't look like William Byron just being regular season heroes. So, yeah, we'll look forward to it after Michigan.
Well, I can officially say here with the schedule, it is going to be at Michigan. It's the last regular season race. What do you have in store for us? I know you said you were confident there.
I'm not confident. I just know we got a good group, and I know drafting's going to come into play a little bit there. So we have really good teamwork. That one restart where we all got to line up on the inside was pretty good. So that all led to us getting good track position. So we'll work on it, and hopefully we have a good result next week.
All right. Well, one last thing before we let you go. I know you have people to shout out. Maybe you could take the animosity out of this a little bit here. I know that you enjoy racing here at QSR, so go ahead and shout all the people out.
Yeah, obviously, NCR, we work really well together. And yeah, this is the week of the trolls. So thanks, Quentin, for learning how to set up a session with dynamic weather. I think that reflected in his finishing results. So we'll get onto it next week, and hopefully we can have some fun.
Nicholas Caldwell, third place finish here tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thanks, Bradley.
And with that, it's time to move on to our second place finisher. And I know there's quite a few people in the chat that are excited to hear this name come up. It's Johnny DePasquale getting the second place finish. A lot of fans here tonight cheering you on, putting you up there on a pedestal every single week, and you finally got up here into the V-Speed booth. Excellent job here at Texas.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, it's really nice having the support that I get every single week from my family and my friends, and it's awesome to to have the support and to have people that you love watch you do something that you love. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I've had great speed all year, I felt like, and I just have always had something happen every single race. I've had good speed. This is just the first race that I just finally was able to put everything together. So yeah, really, really happy to finish second.
Well, it's Troll Week, and I got to say I'm a little bit disappointed, but the paint schemes here tonight. I know you got a taste of them. You got to see some people driving around you. What was your opinion on some of the trolling that was going on tonight?
No offense to Quentin, but Nicholas wins the prize for that one. That was pretty funny because it's been the weather in this league. It seems like every week there's a different conversation about the weather. So that was really funny.
Well, I can tell you and can confirm Quentin Stewart is not a meteorologist. So when it comes to weather, probably not going to be able to predict the future, here in Texas. And I can say also with everything I saw here tonight, I don't know if you got a chance to see the 13 machine of Brent Allen, but that was my personal favorite.
I'll have to go back and look. I didn't get a chance to see all the cars. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna save this replay and I'll go back and look at them all. But yeah, I mean everybody was complaining about how hot it was and how slick the racetrack was. But I've been to Texas a handful of times and it's been miserably hot every single time I've been there. So it seemed like it was the same old Texas.
A little bit more realistic here on the service. Johnny, I know that this race was one of those you started up front and then had a little bit of a struggle there at the very beginning of the race, and maybe it goes with stage racing drivers pushing it to the limit, but you kind of got buried back there in the top 10. How did you think up this strategy? How did you come up with something to put yourself back in this top 3?
Yeah, we kind of got off sequence there. Me and my teammate Jason Blaney, we got off sequence, and when everybody else took tires and we stayed out, we knew that we were just going to kind of be a sit and duck, and we were hoping to just kind of tuck in like 8th or 9th, and I was about to tuck in about 15th. It felt like, I mean, it was a huge difference with the fresh tires tonight, and thankfully, shortly after that, the caution came out again, and me and Jason were able to get some fresh tires, and then I felt like I could really kind of just run my own race, and I was able to make some passes. And I feel really bad about Austin. I tried to make a move on the bottom there, and he kind of came down. I think he didn't know that the 18 was outside of him, and he kind of came down, and I just kind of clipped him. And I tried to veer left as hard as I could, but there's not really much I could do there. Hate that he got crashed. I feel really bad about that.
Yeah, from a spectator standpoint, it looked aggressive, but at the same time, it's all happening so fast. You're coming out of the corners, you have that run, you're just trying to carry that momentum into the next corner so you don't lose time. I'm sure no hard feelings there between you and the 35. But Johnny, we have you in the booth. We have people that are out here supporting you. I can see them in the chat right now. Anybody you want to shout out while we have you up here?
Well, first and foremost, it's my Auntie Linda's 85th birthday today, and I was really hoping there towards the end when I was running P2, I was like, God, I really hope I could get a win tonight. I haven't had many wins on this, so it would have been really special, but still really happy to run well on her birthday. So I want to wish her a happy birthday, and my grandma, my mom, my dad, all my buddies I work with, my wife, everybody that watches every week, and sponsors, New HD Media, Admin Box, Clark Heating and Cooling, Ream, W, Swift Home Buyers, and all my boys over at Fueled Up. We finally were able to get a good run tonight, man. It feels good.
Johnny DePasquale getting that second place finish in the Lone Star State. Everything's bigger in Texas. We'll see you at an even bigger track in Michigan in 1 week's time.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for putting this up, Bradley, too. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And finally, it's on to victory lane where Alan Dobbs has found his way back here. It's been a little bit of a hiatus here, Alan. I know last season you were one after another. You were just having a grand old time, but this car, it's been a little bit of a challenge. How about this? How about we shake the guy's hand that found the loophole in the rule book? I don't know what lawyers you have that got you on this racetrack tonight, Alan, but congratulations. You came out here and dominated.
Well, I've been told I should be a lawyer myself before, but yeah, glad I could be here because it's definitely one of my favorite tracks. And it was really hot today, so that I feel like when we got the long run, that really just played into exactly what we needed. Because I'm pretty comfortable saving tires around here. So yeah, it was a good race for us. I think at least half the team did really well. Top 10 for 3 of us. Yeah, glad to be here.
Well, it was a little bit of a troll on my side of things. Everybody else is taking jabs at each other, so I had to remind everyone that last week at Bristol we had a little moment there, but you were able to get on the racetrack, and so here tonight you prep, you do all this continuation of probably what you know, but this car so unpredictable. How tough was it just to get to the inside in 1 and 2 and maintain that speed?
Yeah, I mean, I struggled in practice trying to figure out where I needed to lift and, how I needed to take the corner to actually wrap the bottom because I knew if we got on a long run, it was going to be really important to stay on the bottom of 1 and 2 as long as possible to not burn off the right rear. And it was super loose. I mean, if your wheel wasn't straight, you was probably going to keep turning. And the exit of 4 also, I don't think we had a whole lot of trouble there, but the car really wants to unload off 4 coming up over that bump. So just I had to pay attention to it all night.
It was a handful, to say the least, but you find your way back to victory lane, and congratulations on putting another one here just in the regular season, just before we hit chase time. I gotta say, Alan, this thing looked bad fast tonight.
Yeah, it felt really fast. We had a great Chick-fil-A, and my paint scheme tonight, by the way, the Chick-fil-A scheme, that's a little bit of a troll on Nick. He was a manager at Chick-fil-A for a while before he went off and started working for race crews. So
Okay.
just a little throwback for him.
Okay, so there was some trolling going on. Probably a more inside joke. There were some that were very blatantly obvious here tonight. There were faces on race cars tonight.
Yeah, like you said, if Nick had have thought that through, he might would have won tonight. But that car was just too heavy with Clinton's face on there. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, I might have made that comment. Well, nonetheless, Alan, third win of the season now. You add to the books, and anywhere else it might be a very highly successful season, but there are some drivers that are in your team that are having just as much success, if not more. We're going on to Michigan next week. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, just shout out to my lovely wife. Everybody else watching, friends and family, all the admins here, the guys at NCR, appreciate their teamwork help. I'm sure there's some more sponsors for the league. Anybody that sponsors this league, anybody that helps Quentin out, shout out to them. And shout out to you for the broadcast.
Alan Dobbs, winner here in week number 9. We'll see you in 1 week's time when we go up north.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
Getting used to hearing those voices, man. All those guys from Nicholas Caldwell Racing are starting to turn up the heat here in the later stages of this season. But we still have more racing left to go. You can join us in 1 week's time. QSR Simulations Next Gen Series. We're on to Michigan. That'll be at 8 p.m. Tuesday night. Hope you can join us. Sandra Nielsen and A, as they call it, in the YouTube chat. Thank you for coming in here and watching here tonight. We had a pretty high viewer count. It was exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This was definitely a troll week. Just want to make clear the disclaimer here on B-Speed After Dark style. But for everybody that helped put this on, Quentin Stewart, everyone at QSR, Adam Baker, for all he does for B-Speed. We need to get in contact with Adam Baker. One of these days, we're going to have Adam Baker on 6 days a week, I promise you. Our other producers, Morgan Cook, Ian Smith, Logan Threlkel, Lucas Lyons, our voice producer, Christian Hill. This is Bradley Cooper saying so long from Texas. See you tomorrow night for Racing Revolution. Until then, stay tracked.